It was a marvelous experience. There was so much going on, and if you think about it, at the end, I've learned so much, not just about the courses, but about myself as well, and how I take things when you're working in a team. But I think the most important aspect was that we were combining different fields and different approaches of life. So it was a multidisciplinary approach where we had business modules and we combined science modules, and then we brought research in together. So I think that is the trend towards shifting to a more multi-dynamic approach, and that was completely covered by the summer school. It was what we expected, and I think we got more than what we expected.
So you were saying that it was a very enriching experience for you. What were the highlights of IBD4Health? What was the best thing for you?
The incorporation of the business modules, because we come from a scientific background and we're not exposed to so much about business and management and how you're going to work as an entrepreneur. And it's not just about starting a company, but you can use that approach. That's what they taught us in your own field as well. So I think that was amazing for me. But how we got to know more about CERN in general, and we had such great speakers from CERN, which for me, physics is a very complicated subject and I would never go into that because it scares me. But the way they put it to us and how the whole thing works and how you can use something out of it, like a very big prospect what they're working on, and you can use some part of it in your own field, I think that is just amazing, and that taught me so much.
I have to say it was an amazing experience, getting all these different people together from different backgrounds and combining all of us at the same place. It's been very educational. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know. I truly believe that medicine is not the domain of medical professionals, just medical doctors anymore. Although we've been clinging to it for some time, it's now becoming the domain of every scientific field and the people themselves. So it's been great to see where the medical field will be moving on from here in 10 years, in the next 20 years, and the future really looks exciting.
Good. It was a very intensive school. Was it too intensive? The mix of lectures and computer sessions and group work on innovation projects. How did you find that mix?
I found some of the coding challenging. Obviously, I'm not from the field. In medicine, we study quite a different aspect. But it was still good to be introduced to all these algorithms and different theories. It definitely broadened my horizons. As for the intensity, I quite liked the challenge. We are quite used to working long hours, and this is something that was okay. But definitely the topics discussed were excellent. I mean, all the different fields and combining everything.
How did you find the business aspects, the innovation projects? Do you see yourself in the future as an entrepreneur?
Definitely, I would like to explore that future. I learned a lot of things about entrepreneurship and a lot of things about myself, actually, on how I need to think in a different kind of way to be more business oriented. I'm looking also to go into my private practice after I'm specialized, so that is a very useful aspect to consider when actually looking at anything, even writing grants, for instance, research grants. The business perspective is a very useful thing to keep in mind.
Excellent. So would you recommend IBD4Health?
Definitely, I would recommend every doctor to come visit and join the program. You will learn a lot, and especially you will learn where the future is heading, basically.
That was amazing, because you can see the things from the different points of view. That is enrich you a lot and makes you think in the problems in a different way. That it is a really good, I think, to attack the problems from another part. So it's really good and amazing thing to do, I think.
Do you see that computing is going to play an important part in health in the future?
I think it's already playing a big part in the, because now all the scientific research is basing in data, and how you analyze and how you get information from this data is one of the main things of the research in projects now. So computer sciences have to be involved in a very, very high degree, like not as well, probably at some researchers maybe, yeah.
The at IBD4Health, we were happy to have scientists coming from CERN, specialists in big data, machine learning.
Yeah.
How did you find that as a computer scientist?
Well, I find it fantastic. I think it's a great opportunity for a computer scientist to just learn for the high-level institutions like the CERN. So everything that they can show you is just something that is not probably easy to find in your normal work. So you can learn a lot from this, and you see how they make things and how they mix the different fields like physics, biologists, and all this, and computing. And it's really, really amazing, just all this.
So would you recommend IBD4Health to other computer scientists?
Yeah, for sure. I think in the computer science and many other areas, it's important now to have like different backgrounds. You cannot just be a computer science and only thinking in this way. You have to learn, and you have to have background for difference, and then you can think more in system things and more things to get the problems. So.
I think what was the most interesting was the teamwork, because we were paired with people with different backgrounds. We had a computer guy, someone from clinical biology, someone from molecular biology, and with all these different perspectives on one problem, we could come up with a really good idea. And this is really important, to work with different people that are also coming from different cultures. Mm-hmm. So that was really enriching.
What was the highlight of the school for you?
Definitely the business part. Our team building, project building, the fact that we had to work on an idea and to really use the process from the idea to the application on the market. This process is really, I didn't think I needed it before going to the school, and now that I have this entrepreneurial tool, I'm definitely gonna use it someday.
So do you see yourself in the future as an entrepreneur?
Now, yes. If you have asked me the question before, I would have said, maybe no. But now, yes, definitely.
Okay. And so would you recommend IBD4Health to other students in biotechnology in Grenoble or elsewhere?
Well, generally I would say yes, but it really depends on what you want to do later. As for me, for example, the most important part of what I want to do later is be where the innovation is. And since the game is almost changing in the biotech world at the moment, I think the entrepreneurial part is extremely important, and you should definitely come to the school because that's really, really useful.
I am here to recruit new students coming from this summer school. EIT knows that the alumni is one of the strengths of this program. So the network is focused on joining these talents and continuing the journey after the educational programs as a summer school that we have triggered in here. So the idea is to perform a career development, a skill development, and of course get a path of all the innovation students focused on triggering and performing startup companies.
You've had the opportunity to participate in the last days of the school. What are your impressions of IBD4Health as a summer school?
I think it's great. I mean, this summer school focuses a big challenge as big data, and moreover, with several tools that are used in the real world. And therefore we have the students that came from theoretical talks going hands-on really on real projects with real data, having real conclusions. So that was a great experience for them.
You led an evaluation session yesterday. What were the main points that came out of that evaluation session?
First, the quality of the speakers. I mean, all the students are very, very proud and very happy about the quality and level, scientifically and personal level, of the presenters, and also about the topics, because some of them didn't know about R or Python, but now they want to use that on their real life. So I think this summer school make a change on them and of course on their future.
Okay. And you also participated in the jury, in the panel of the pitching sessions this morning. In a few words, without telling us who the winner is,
definitely.
what was your impression of the quality of the presentations?
It was great, and even though I knew where the students come, because I knew the origin, how they have developed the idea, all the steps doing day by day they have done, and finally we come with a bunch of students that has worked in a team orientation very, very good. They have complemented each other. They have spotted very good new ideas that of course can be further technically developed, but the business plan was very, very clear, how they target the competitors and also the possible alliance to run the projects. And overall, even though of course there should be a winner always, I think all of them are winners because they did a great job.
So do you think we should run another IBD4Health next year?
Definitely yes. I mean, this is the key point. And I know that some students will repeat the same program for sure, but we have to open this to new students, also from medical side, physiology side, biological side, also engineers, and trigger this summer school because it was awesome.